Sound resumed.
That was the intro. Hello.
That was really well done.
Thank you.
That was great.
It's really good. Totally fitting for a calm, just fireside chat.
Yeah, it wasn't bad or anything.
Welcome to Playfield.
That's what I feel like. We need to be eliminating contestants now. God damn it.
Huh? You know,
Snake,
John
you're
made
out.
that a long time ago.
John did make that for a project that would have been really cool. Welcome to Playing Field, everybody. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things. Namely, we're going to be talking about Dragon Age, and we have some strong feelings about pretty much all of the games in the series right now. Then we're going to be talking about what we think makes a game very good or memorable, and we're going to basically explain that based on different genres, and we're going to give examples of what we think would be great, you know, for like RPGs, action, shooter, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then we're just going to have a little powwow, just kind of talk about whatever's going on in your gaming world, that kind of thing. And then we'll read from chat. And that's the schedule for today. Sound good? Yeah?
Yeah.
About as good as the fact that I can still see that bar appear and disappear with the chat every time I move still.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
How did it come back?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Oh, because this is a different window. God damn it. Ugh. Okay. Now we'll fix this. There.
Thank you.
It's gone again.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I know you got a little OCD about that thing. It's gonna.
Yeah, a little bit.
You wouldn't talk the entire stream.
Bit. I wouldn't have.
All right, so I think we should start with Dragon Age because it's at least on most of our minds, still very fresh. Snake, you just finished Origins, correct?
Correct.
And what did you think overall of the game?
I have mixed feelings, very mixed feelings. I feel like it gave me Mass Effect 1 vibes in that you have this very large plot that you're very insignificant compared to everything else that's going on. There's a lot going on behind the scenes in Origins pretty much all the time.
Do you view that as a bad thing?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
What I do view as a bad thing, though, is it doesn't have the same weight as Mass Effect.
In a sense of
seems very immediate.
So you're saying there's not an imminent amount of danger, or like there's not enough of a drive for like the protagonist to like succeed, or what are you getting at? Okay. Well, I feel like the end of the world via Darkspawn invasion sounds pretty bad.
It does, but you don't really. There's a dodge in the background. Like you go gather all of the parties due to that treaty to help you fight against the Darkspawn. But there's no real urgency there when you're doing that. You can take however long you want because, well, it's a game. But when you go to those places, there's nothing. It's like the big Darkspawn threat doesn't really matter to everyone else. They're not affected by it.
Almost like you're saying you would rather have it have like a Majora's Mask syndrome where there's like an actual imminent threat where you have a time limit?
Not necessarily a time limit. I would just like to see the other races and the other parties involved with the plot respond to what's going on instead of you having to go and say, hey, everybody, pay attention to this. This is important.
Well, I feel like a lot of them do understand the threat. They just all conveniently have their own squabbles going on. Like, for example, like, you know, the whole civil war in Orzammar and all that stuff. They understand that there's like a blight coming, and they say, well, that sucks, but we don't have a king, so we can't organize an army to, you know, help you out. So I feel like a lot of them have justifications.
See, I wouldn't call it justification, though. I understand that they have a lot going on, but it also feels like by the end of it, they wouldn't care regardless.
So what did Mass Effect 1 do differently than that you feel they succeeded like more in that aspect?
Well, the whole thing with Sovereign and the Reapers was, well, you didn't really know what was going on with them until close to the end.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There was no actual danger in the first game at all. None of them were actually there yet. It's the same thing, almost.
Not necessarily. The
How so?
threat of the Reapers was there. People knew what the Darkspawn could do because they had previous blights. No one really knew what to make of the Reapers and Sovereign. However, with each main quest, something big was revealed or progressed through the plot that told you more about the situation. I didn't really get that feeling in DAO. It was more you dealing with their little squabbles and then collecting them. Sort of like Mass Effect 2, how you have to collect all of your squad mates.
True.
You solve their problems and then that's it. Nothing really matters, and then you go and fight the human Reaper hybrid thing.
Hold on a second. People are complaining about the stream lagging, and I think that's because it's stuck on the highest quality because this channel doesn't have source options yet, so you kind of like, you can't. Actually, that's a good idea. I probably shouldn't be streaming 1080p 60 FPS for a podcast.
Now that chat looks perfect.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what, guys. I will restart it and make it
Unprofessional.
Actually, this is professional as fuck. This is super HD. So screw everyone else. But I'll be back and I'll lower the quality a bit so you guys will not be lagging. Be right back, guys.
Oh god, what?
What the hell happened? Everything is like.
All the resolution changed. It changes all your scenes as well.
It does. All right. Well, let me rescale this shit. Professional.
The thing is, though, my memory is really fuzzy when it comes to DAO and Mass Effect 1.
Really?
I don't remember what happened in which Mass Effect. Like, all the Mass Effects bleed together for me because I played them all, like, right by each other.
I feel like you played them more recently than us.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, if this happened in Mass Effect 2 or 1 or something like that. You know, like, I don't remember which happened in what.
Okay. Does that look better, by the way? Is everything loading? Is it up? Is it good?
I'll refresh you if you want me to look.
Let's give it a second before we start spewing out
Mass
more.
Effect is a really good series, though.
Yeah, of course it is.
Russ, you need to play it, dude.
Probably.
You never
Like-
played it?
Yeah, Russ
No.
doesn't like Bioware games.
Last one I played was Jade Empire in 2005.
Oh dear.
Good Lord.
That's pretty much Mass Effect.
I didn't beat it though.
Oh.
Furthest I got in Dragon Age, like the whole story, I got to Lothering, or whatever it was.
Oh god, that's
Wow,
like
that's
really
like
early.
the very
Yeah.
beginning.
I know.
Yeah, nothing happened yet.
I was like,
Everything was
heist
boring,
in.
man.
So what about it exactly turned you off so much? Was it like the combat or the world or what?
I have no idea what it really was.
Really?
The combat's not so bad because it's like KOTOR, and I really like KOTOR, so. But I don't really know. I liked all the openings. Like I played every like character you could just to play the opening.
So you
Darth
played.
Noble is my favorite.
That's actually pretty funny. So you never actually went past Lothering, but you played all the intros.
Yeah, just because they're so different and unique.
Huh.
That's why I really like that part about it. But as to romancing a character, I've never done that in a BioWare game.
Really? How did you play Mass Effect? Oh, never mind.
I
That's
didn't
right.
play it,
But it's almost impossible not to. They just like throw themselves at you. Dragon Age 2 is the worst example of that. Good. You played 2, right, Cry?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Snake. This is not spoiling much, but wait, Snake. Actually, did you play the Awakening little mini expansion thing in Origins yet?
No, but I had it explained to me.
Okay, well, there's a mage in there named Anders, and he's like,
Yeah.
he's basically like the Alistair.
Wait, he was in Awakening?
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
was
was.
actually
Oh, I didn't realize.
when he was introduced, and he was basically like a mage Alistair. He was the comedy relief of the group, so he was not a bad character at all.
He's also homo.
Well, that's the thing. And 2, not only is he a blatant homosexual, well, he's not homo, he's just bi, I guess. Because he just,
Yeah.
that's the thing, he hits on anything. Like, you could be like, we need to stop this threat, and he'll be like, I love you. And then
Stop with my dick.
you literally have to tell Anders to fuck off like 3 times before he stops like hitting on you. It's so ridiculous. They throw
He's
it in your
thirsty,
face.
man.
He's
He's
so
dehydrated.
thirsty. He's so thirsty. It's ridiculous. I think BioWare does that. They make it way too easy. Like, you don't have to woo anybody. You just sit there and they just
I
throw
don't
themselves
know.
at you.
What about the elf guy with the two-handed sword? What was his name?
Fanreal?
In Dragon Age 2.
Yeah, Fanreal.
Yeah, him. You had to work for him.
I never tried that because I was a male character.
Oh.
I'm guessing you did.
Yeah. Carry on.
God damn, no, please. I wanna
Just
know how
saying,
his romance went.
He takes some effort.
He does.
Like he's not as easygoing as some of your companions can be. So just so you know, you gotta be devoted to Fenris or.
Oh, Fenris, not Finreal. Finreal's a different character in the game. Yeah, but oh, God.
But just know that not everyone is as easy as Anders.
I guess that's still a trend in BioWare games. I feel like it's too easy. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, Dragon Age. So let's see. Inquisition. Cry, you hate it. Why?
I don't understand why they did what they did with Hinterlands. I don't get it. It makes me feel like they were, like I said to you before, it makes me feel like they were trying to do an MMO, but then they saw how bad ESO went, so they were like, fuck that, quick, bail, and then they went back to single player.
Well, isn't that exactly what they were doing, though? Wasn't that originally going to be an MMO?
Was it really? Because that's what I'm getting from all this.
I never heard that, actually. Is that true?
I've heard it from one source, but I haven't verified.
Huh. If that was true,
that makes
I
a
could
lot
believe
of
that.
fucking sense if that's
Yeah.
the case. Because Hinterlands, it's a fucking MMO map. Everything there is an MMO quest and everything. All this stuff there is just stuff you would expect from an MMO. Go here, escort Druffy the Buffalo back to the ranch. Go here, do these racing courses. Go here, kill a bunch of bandits and clear the road, yada yada. It doesn't feel like Dragon Age to me. It feels like just these cheap little quests made to just increase the time you play the game, which is not something you want in a single player game, but in an MMO that makes sense because they want you to play because then you get more subscription fees and all that stuff. But in a single player game, that stuff has no purpose. And I've been trying to power through Hinterlands. I'm like 6 hours in, and I'm so fucking bored. It's so boring.
That has been said by many people, including the developers themselves, that you're not really supposed to complete everything there. You're supposed to leave.
But why did they put it in the first place?
It's
See-
supposed to act like a tutorial area.
Well, it's dumb area.
See, I kind of agree with Crymore. Like, I've had people, like, make the kind of argument, well, how are you bitching about more, just more quests and more content? Because it's not really content. It's just filler. That's all it is. It's not meant to, like, progress the story. It's pointless. There's no reason for it to be there. I would much rather have, like, a linear, or at least a somewhat linear experience like Origins, rather than have to collect, like, 10 ram pelts and all that bullshit. Like, just, you're right, that does not belong in a Dragon Age game at all.
I just don't like it. I mean, I'm sure, as I've been told, it gets better after the Hinterlands area.
It does. It definitely does. And that's the thing. Well, no, go ahead.
Like, is there actually, like, more, like, in the Hinterlands, I just got a bunch of, like, over-the-shoulder camera talking and stuff, like, with NPCs, and all my choices didn't really matter and stuff. Do you actually get choices later that matter?
Yeah,
like
of course.
you would
I mean, like,
normally?
the story
Okay.
fleshes out a lot more. And that's the thing. If you were to just only do the main story quest, it would actually be a really good game. Like, it's... Like, the main story quests are actually really cool. There's, like, goddamn time travel and shit in there. It gets really, really cool. But the problem is those main story quests have, like, kind of requirements. Like, they say recommended level, like, blank to blank. And if you just do the story quests, you're not high enough level to get there. So you're forced to do the bullshit quests just as like just to waste time, basically, just so you can get to the next really cool story quest, which I think
So it's
is
Guild Wars 2.
pretty much. It is pretty much like Guild Wars 2, which that's I don't know. I really don't like that. I wish they just gave you more experience and had different types of rewards for the side quests, like cool weapons and stuff like that. Not experience that's needed to progress the story. Although,
Yeah, because, I mean, like, if you look at DA1, if you only did the main quest, you would still be able to get through it.
yes.
DA2, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm not sure,
Well,
though.
there wasn't much to do in Dragon Age 2. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's true. It was, yeah. I tried to play through the game like 4 times. I always stopped right after the Deep Roads.
Yeah, I got there once and I was like, I think it's good for just a play it once and then I don't want to play it anymore.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, the
It was
story is
shit.
very important for Inquisition, so
yeah. I was told all the story from Feli Tomskin, so good artist, by the way.
From what I've seen of DA2 so far, and I've only played it for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, I think. The way the story is handled compared to DAO is much more personal, and I personally like that.
really.
Wait, which game?
DA2 compared to DAO.
Really?
I don't know.
Well,
I
do you
kinda
mean like
disagree.
personal in a sense of like it's just like your family and stuff as opposed to just you and some randos?
Well, not necessarily. The way that characters are handled feels much more personal. The story seems much more about character development and their stories. That said, I have yet to find or encounter any characters that I like more than the DAO cast.
I can
That's
see
the thing,
that.
though. Like, I feel like if you do that and you focus, just personally on the characters and they're like, their petty squabbles and all that shit, then you actually start to lose the whole grand scale thing that I think Dragon Age Origins actually did well. So, I mean, I feel like in comparison, the things that happened in 2 are much less significant than the things that happened in 1. Like, I just don't care that much about them. That being said,
Well,
Inquisition makes them important now, but still.
yeah, I'm not saying that having a wide scope like DAO had is a bad thing at all. I'm saying that in terms of playing a character in a role-playing game, having that format, that personal format, at even just starting off, allows me to immerse myself in that world much more.
So you actually like the talking protagonists, where they just say, the whole Mass Effect chat wheel, all that stuff. You don't like the old school style, just press a number and that's what you say.
Whatever.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop in DAO.
So you
And it's-
didn't like that?
I did not.
Huh.
I found it very hard to get into. That's part of why I stopped my first time through. Another part is the combat. I hated the combat. But I also played Warrior starting off, so I might have.
What difficulty did you do?
I did normal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I think that was because I didn't dislike the combat in Origins. I actually kind of liked it more than in Dragon Age 2. I think in 2 everything is just too flashy. Everyone's
Yeah,
like
I'm-
flipping around and shit.
Not liking that. I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think the Inquisition like it tones it down a little bit,
a little bit.
but then again, I'm playing as a mage, so it's hard to tell.
Well, the mages still do the little frilly dances and all that shit. I mean, it looks cool, but it's like that's not a good combat style. You're just fucking dancing around. But
Oh, important question, Snake. Who was your love interest in DAO?
Morgan.
Yes.
I feel like
course.
that's the standard easy one to go with,
Yeah, that's
especially
mine
because of the
too.
plot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Saves your
I
life.
didn't even realize.
Oh, really? Well, I guess yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how would you? That's the thing. I have not gotten far enough into Inquisition to see if Morgan matters, but I know she's in it, and I know there's a demon god baby somewhere. So
Wait a second, Morgan's in.
yeah, she's been in all like the
Inquisition?
preview screenshots and shit. She's definitely in there.
I
don't
nothing
know
about
what.
Inquisition aside from like a gameplay trailer I saw a long time ago. So
Yeah, I don't know in what manner or anything, but pretty much all the. Unfortunately, like in Inquisition, like they neglect a lot of the. They pretty much neglect everything you do in DAO because of the nature of your character, like how he can't talk and he's they can't have him show up again because he just can't talk. They would be
Yeah.
a really stupid character. So, like they have. Oh, never mind. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, never mind. I can't proceed because I'd have to spoil Inquisition, so never mind.
damn.
I get what you mean though. Is the hero of Ferelden at all referenced in Inquisition?
Very like just in codex entries and shit. Like from what I've seen so far, no. Someone in chat just said Morgan's in Inquisition and she mentions the Warden if you romanced her. So I think like that's the most they can do, just like a passing remark kind of thing. That's all you
kinda
can do with that character.
Stupid.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
he was a big deal too.
He was. He fucking saved the world pretty much. That kind of pisses me off. But I mean, I guess I'll say one thing. In Inquisition, I mean, this is not that surprising because of what happens at in 2. But
I haven't.
I know, but I'm saying this is not really a spoiler. It's just a character that's in 2 is in 3. That's all I'm saying. Can I proceed with that, or do they think that would be too much?
If you don't think it's too much, go ahead.
No, it's just your Hawk is in Inquisition, and
I knew that.
okay, yeah, and he's actually just like a normal character. Like he talks to you, and it's weird because like you're viewing him from the outside, and like that's the character you were playing in 2, but he's just sort of like a quest giver in Inquisition, and it's not as like epic as I thought it would be. He shows up, and I'm just like, oh. That's the guy I spent my time with. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Guild Wars 2 did something similar with a handful of Guild Wars 1 characters.
How'd they do that?
They had certain characters pop up that were in 1 in DA2 as NPCs, or Guild Wars 2 as NPCs, and you could just talk to them, or they would give you quests, things like that.
Oh, that's it though. So yeah, I feel like that's the most you can do with that type of thing.
It's okay, they tried.
It kind of saddens me when that happens, though. Because you have all of these memories of what you did with that character, and...
Now they just stand there and talk about things.
Yeah.
They're like an old man who's just past his prime. Amazon Prime.
God damn it. Well, like, here, another example, in Inquisition, Varric is there, like, right from the very beginning, and you can talk to Varric about, Hawk and pretty much all the characters from Dragon Age 2 and stuff, but, I mean, all it is, like, for everything you've done in the second game, all you get is one line saying what they're currently doing right now, and that's it. So, I mean, it just sort of diminishes that kind of cool factor. I've always wanted to see, like, your character make, like, a huge return, but I guess it's hard to do that when, the games are not linked, because somebody might have, just started with Inquisition for some reason, and then they don't have a Hawk, and they just don't care about the character, so I understand as a developer that's hard to do.
What I found interesting was the fact that DA 2 and DA 3 both start off with that lady interrogating you.
That is true. She's actually apparently a very important character. I didn't realize.
I
thought she was just a random, just somebody Varric could talk to in Dragon Age 2 just to explain the story. But apparently she was
bugs the fuck out of me when she talks.
Yeah, I don't really like her voice. It's like
I don't
some
know
weird
what it is.
French, I don't know.
And some of
I
her
don't like
facial
either.
expressions just... Ugh.
Yeah.
Like her lips are like... Her jaw. I think it's the jaw.
It's very picky.
Yeah, I guess so.
I like Liliana, though. She's dope.
She went through so many cosmetic changes.
I
from the
know.
first
She got
game.
hot, though. It's good.
Yeah, but she got so hot I didn't know who it was. Like, even if they said her name was Liliana, it didn't register to me that it was Liliana.
Yeah.
Like,
well, she
what?
sounded the same, too. It was the same voice actress, so
It doesn't sound the same to me either, but it's just because the visuals were different.
I guess.
It was weird, and I don't like change. Whatever. Anyway, moving on.
Yes. Okay. So, this one is open to a lot of opinions and stuff. So, basically, I just want to hear from you guys what you think makes a extremely good game, or what's like a memorable mechanic that, has been in past games for like respective genres. So, I think we're going to start with let's just start with RPG. Let's just go easy. And Russ, I'll start with you. Like, what like RPG have you played that is like an example of like an amazing mechanic, or just like something that's memorable, and why was it like that?
Oh, I like stuff like Fallout 3 and Skyrim, where the open world is pretty much open to you from the get-go. Because, I mean, I remember growing up with, like, Final Fantasy, and only when the open world really opens up is after you've done a lot of the main storyline, and then you get your airship, and then it's pretty much all open for you. But having just the open world to you from the get-go has just been, I don't know, a lot better, because instead of going to Megaton from Fallout 3, you can just go where the fuck you want.
So you really like the freedom more than linearity?
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
I mean, another mechanic, I guess, from Fallout 3 is, like, the character creation, but I can't spend 3 hours on one character and then die within, like, 5 minutes. I can't stand that.
That's true. Snake.
See, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm not a fan of open world. I much prefer a narrative like in, say, FF7. How everything sort of flows and all pieces together at the end. In terms of RPGs, well, it really depends on what type of RPG we're talking about.
I would say that you're right. I should have clarified further.
Go with
Right.
Jay.
So
Yeah.
you're saying you like the storytelling rather than writing your own story?
Well, that's the thing. I never really... Like, I look at things like Skyrim. I've only played Skyrim briefly. But in Elder Scrolls games, it looks like... there's all of this background lore, and there's all of this stuff you can do, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really feel significant. Like, you can spend hundreds of hours doing everything, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really feel like it makes a difference.
Well, that's, I think, the nature of open world games. I mean, it's really hard to make it... I mean, you can't, like, you know... there's no credits. Like, the world has to keep going. So, I mean, I don't know. I kind of disagree. I think killing Alduin at the end, it's pretty goddamn, like, important, and it's really, really cool. But it doesn't have, like, the... It doesn't have the build-up, because, you know, it's...
Or like the gravity of what you've done to the
Right.
world.
Right, yeah. That is something that annoys me about, like, Skyrim. You could be, like, the leader of every guild ever made, and people, like, fucking bandits will still just try to mug you and shit. Like, come on. That I really hate. But, yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm kind of, like... It really depends on the game, because I do like a good linear story sometimes, but then a lot of times I just, like, you know, like Russ, I just want to just go out and just go where the fuck I want and just explore. So it really, I guess, depends on my mood more than anything.
See, in that respect, I wouldn't really call it an RPG at that. Well, they are RPGs, things like Skyrim, but if I were going to play a sandbox game like that, I would want it to focus on exploration, dungeon crawling, things like that. I would want very little plot.
Except for like the events that you're doing
Right,
that would affect the world.
right.
I guess I should have probably specified further. Let's say, because, you know, like Fallout and Skyrim and all that stuff, those are not like, I guess, yeah, JRPGs is a better way to describe what I'm talking about. Or at least, I don't know, just for this particular genre. We can talk about other RPGs later, but, you know,
Right.
I was more focusing on, you know, like JRPGs.
Mechanics.
Yeah, exactly.
I like wisdom. It's the best stat.
God damn it. All right.
Healing is pretty cool.
Alright, if we're talking about JRPGs and stuff, I would definitely have to go with a good combat system, because a good combat system is something that's memorable to me. Like, for example, look at Xenogears, if you've ever played that. That game has a very interesting combat system. Like, it played like something I haven't played before I played that game. And when I played that, I wanted to keep playing. So, even when I was actually doing the grinding part, it didn't feel like grinding, because it felt fun.
Can
It
you
was
explain
just
that? I
so
never
different.
actually played Xenogears. Can you explain, like,
Me
how the
either.
comic goes?
No.
Is it
damn
kind of tiled based? Like you can
No,
move
no,
your
no, no.
character
It's,
around or
it's, it's not. It was a turn-based combat system, but it was also like real time in sense of like reactions, I believe. And on top of that, that was the on the ground combat. There's also the combat of in mechs. You had the combination of person combat and then mech fighting suit combat. And both of them had their own different feel. And it just gave it a whole, you know, refreshing feeling switching back between the two depending on what situation you're at. On top of that, it was also a linear progression, but with a sense of like how Final Fantasy was, where, you know, you got the open world, but you still knew where you're supposed to be going.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that, how it all worked together like that. It felt right.
So,
Another one.
I was just
that
gonna
would be
say,
more, okay.
one second, like, that just seems like a... How is that different from, like, a Final Fantasy combat system if it's just turn-based?
It's not just turn-based though. It was turn-based, but it also had some like real Paper Mario.
I never played that
example.
either.
So are
damn it.
are you about to say like the best mechanic, which I'm about to say is time attacks?
God damn it.
I wouldn't say it's time attacks, but I would.
I love timed attacks. They're so fucking.
They
like,
really
doing them
are.
every time.
I don't know. It's kind of like why I like Tifa's thing. I was about to say Tifa's
Beat
Final
Rush.
Smash,
And
but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, Beat Rush. Like those things are fun to me. I like that.
Well, those are
And-
in a lot of. Those are in like almost every Final Fantasy. Actually, now that I think about it.
What you like are QTEs.
I need more QTEs in my life.
Uh,
Absolutely.
just rain God of War on you
should've
everywhere.
played Shinmu.
God.
Another good one though. Chrono Trigger's combat system was also really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's that's just classic.
I know, but it was so
So-
good.
Just the ATB where you fill up a bar and then you attack.
Yeah, well, there was that, but there was also like the when you can combine two fighters to do a special move and stuff.
Yeah, that was
Combined
pretty
text,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Dope.
really cool. And then like how it transitioned into the fight, where it didn't have to go to a whole nother screen.
It was still the same
Yeah.
background and everything.
At the time, that was some really cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, because you always had to like switch scenes and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
that was pretty cool.
I like that. I like that a lot. Tales of Symphonia, not what I meant to say. Tales of Fantasia, also a really cool fighting system.
The hell
it was
was
like
that?
Holy shit, dude! Your JRPGs are slacking. Tales of
I never played
Symphonia.
it either.
Not I keep saying Symphonia. Tales of Fantasia. It was a Super Nintendo game. It was like a 2D fighting game almost, but it had RPG elements and so like turn-based attacks. Like if you could like, I don't think you can actually. You wouldn't be able to look it up.
Not right
But
now.
like a video of it, it's just, I don't know. It combined the best of both worlds of like a 2D fighting game with turn-based combat at the time.
Hmm.
And you like your companions fought with you and did their stuff alongside you, so like it felt like a real actual fight going on.
Huh.
Don't forget Robotech, man.
Robotech. I feel like I know what you're talking about when you say that.
It's a JRPG where you would build robots and then you can upgrade their arms and body and like there were different builds for each one. But it was kind of like Pokemon in a way.
Oh
But-
fuck! Yep,
but they were-
Robotrek.
Trek, that was it.
Oh my
Robotech
god,
has the Animu.
dude! Robotrek was so fucking fun.
It really was.
I forgot all about that game. Oh, I want to play now. I love that. I gotta fucking stream that sometime. Oh fuck! All right, sorry.
I'd watch
Someone else
that.
continue, please do. Oh god. Anyway, next, someone go.
In action games, I like wall climbing.
Yeah, me too.
God damn
It
it.
was really good.
Are you just talking about
Me
like
boy wouldn't do that.
just like vertical scaling kind of thing, or like actually like wall jumping and shit?
I like both kind of like Mega Man X style, and I also like in Super Meat Boy we're jumping left and right really fast, makes a difference.
Oh,
It
so
gets
you like
momentum.
the like really tight controls, like where you can like move in the air and shit.
Oh yeah, that shit's dope.
Snake.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Me too, actually. I like normal
Yeah.
gravity.
Yeah. But I can definitely appreciate games like Ninja Gaiden or Devil May Cry. Action games that require you to build up a certain amount of skill. Games that are satisfying when you beat a boss.
Like Dark Souls.
Oh man,
Like
that was
Dark
so
Souls.
good.
Nerd Souls.
Nerd Souls.
Ah, it's funny. 'cause-
Not so much with Dark Souls 2, I think. I didn't really get that feeling too much.
Well, I think
that
because we
satisfaction.
were just good enough at the game at that point.
Yeah.
From so much experience.
But Lords of the Fallen, though, despite its shortcomings, I'm having a great amount of fun with it.
You are? Seriously?
Yes,
I liked it more than Dark Souls 2. I'll say it right there.
as do I.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
What? I
did.
completely disagree.
In regard to like the PvP aspect of Dark Souls 2, sure, but in terms of PvE, the exploration is so much more enjoyable.
Yep.
Seriously. I think every single boss in that game is terrible.
I'm not talking about the bosses. I'm talking about the level design, like the dungeon crawl feel of it.
There's like 4 levels in the entire game, though.
And they're well
Are they?
done levels.
I guess. There's just
They
not
feel
much.
very large.
No, there's seriously like there's only like 4 load screens in like the entire, and there's like what? There's like
Because
the
it's amazingly optimized.
it's shittily optimized. It crashes all the time.
I think they got better.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know if they patched it. Honestly, I haven't played it in a while because
Yeah,
it kept crashing. Go ahead.
I haven't finished it, so you have more insight to this than I do.
I don't know.
Sadly wasn't able to finish it either because I had to deal with some stuff at the time. But I got really far, and it was just better. Sorry.
I don't
Carry
know.
on.
That's very subjective, but
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I like the combat in the game. I thought that was actually pretty good. Like it had a definite heaviness and weight to it, but I don't know.
I thought the combat just felt nicer in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's
you
definitely
felt
not the
more
weak point.
like I'm in control of what's going on.
See, I feel like that's less than that compared to Dark Souls because you're slower. Everything is slower. The heavy attacks, like from big weapons, take like 3 seconds to do, and you get interrupted. It's sauna.
It's terrible.
It encourages you to be like fat and wear fat armor and all that stuff. I don't be a fat rolling Havel, goddammit.
Why not?
That's not his playstyle.
It's fat. My
I was
playstyle's
wearing-
best. God.
You're talking about in Lords of the Fallen, right?
Yeah.
I was wearing light armor and dual wielding the whole time.
Yeah, I
No
know.
issues.
But I'm saying like because you can't like use heavy weapons in that game. Like Snake, you're just using like a long sword or something, right? Of course.
I'm switching up because
Oh.
a long sword just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, true. But like you just can't use heavy weapons in that game without having
No.
heavy armor. They're just unbearably slow. But I don't know. I really completely disagree with that. Like I've never not given a shit about the lore of a game so much.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Then.
am nowhere. No, the lore in that game is
Yeah.
it's inadmissible. You can't even
It doesn't.
compare it to anything.
It's like a fucking Mortal Kombat story campaign. You don't
Yeah,
play
that's
Mortal
exact-
Kombat
That's a perfect way to describe it.
for the story. You play it for the game.
That's the perfect description of the depth of that storyline. But
Yeah.
so then, Snake, what the hell do you like about it then? You keep saying you like it so much compared to Dark Souls 2.
I like playing it more.
All right,
In terms of okay, when we went through Dark Souls 2, think back to the level design.
Mhm.
Compare that to the level design of Lords of the Fallen.
okay.
The level design in Dark Souls 2 felt very much forced and lacking. The level design in Lords of the Fallen felt full.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, are there instances where you can find those secret ladders that you kick down and stuff like that?
Yep.
That's just an example, not a like exact thing.
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen again. There's this whole section that you can't even get to unless you run through a wall with your shield out.
Yeah, I didn't know about that for a while. Dude,
Yeah,
that
Doug
that
had no
area
idea when I
sucked.
told him.
There were like
Yeah.
those spiders that wreck you early in the game.
I went there as an early level, and I was very unhappy.
Yeah. There's a really good fist weapon in there, though.
Yeah,
that's what I
that's
used for a
actually
lot of the
what I
game.
got really early on. Like, I went there as the new character. I ran in there, ran past all the spiders, did that really fast, and then I was just unstoppable for a while.
Yeah, that's actually... Alright, so I kind of understand what you're saying, but I mean, I will admit that it has better world design, aesthetically. It does look cooler. Like it has the whole kind of Dark Souls 1, everything's connected feel way more than Dark Souls 2. But
Right.
I feel like that's the only good thing about the game. That's it.
Well, that's the only reason why I play the game.
So you don't care about the combat or story or bosses
Well,
or...
I feel like the bosses are... No boss that I fought so far was wowing for me.
And none of them will be. They're all they're all pretty bad.
I don't really get any WoW feel from Dark Souls 2 bosses.
Yeah, no, there aren't...
yeah.
Well,
The DLC rectified that a lot,
yeah.
but
I haven't touched the DLC, so I'm not
yeah.
sure. Also, wasn't there another DLC announced recently?
Yeah, what's up with that? You have to rebuy Dark Souls, or what's
I
going
don't
on?
know the specifics exactly, and it's too early to really say. But apparently, because like what they're doing, they're re-releasing Dark Souls 2 for PS4 and Xbox One with apparently like the original lighting system. You know how it looked at E3.
Whoa, really?
Please understand.
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's cool.
yeah. So they are doing that, and for PS4 and Xbox, that's really cool. That makes sense because
Yeah.
it gives people a chance at those consoles to actually play the game. But for PC, they're basically making you re-buy the game so it'll run on DirectX 11. Basically, there's no reason to do that on PC at all because it's not a different console. You just all it needs is a patch. That's all it needs.
So they're shitheads.
Yeah, basically they're being shitheads to PC. So that's why we don't know enough about it yet. But for PS4 and Xbox One players, that'll be pretty
So
cool. But,
Reddit is gonna be mad.
oh, Reddit is furious.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
As
Just
usual.
all I need to know.
Boycott everything.
yep.
And then everyone's buying it.
Everyone's buying it.
Yeah,
Dude, I made a
pretty
Twitter
much.
status like earlier today. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna fucking buy it. Of course I'm gonna buy it. What am I
Of
thinking?
course.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good to
what were
know.
we talking about again?
Lords of the Fallen being better than Dark Souls 2.
Well, you're wrong.
I wouldn't say that it's better. I just enjoy playing it more.
I think it's a
And-
nice alternative.
Fine.
That distinction may seem sort of arbitrary, but
Well-
I enjoy delving into the Dark Souls lore much more than many other action games I've played. So I will give it that. But PvE wasn't nearly as enjoyable to me. It just wasn't.
I guess that's fair.
I feel like it's kind of like sometimes you feel like Marvel vs. Capcom, sometimes you feel like Street Fighter. It's just two different types of the same thing. So I feel like Lords of the Fallen is just, dive kick.
God damn it. That was. I love how you listed two examples of two different things, then you just brought in dive kick at the end.
Why not? It's like the same thing.
All right. Yeah, I have a better way to. I feel like there's not enough genres to keep this conversation going. So I'll just say, what is a unique mechanic of a game that you played that stood out as like, wow, that is like amazing? Russ, we'll start with you again.
When it came out for its time, I thought that Minecraft's world that generated over time was really fucking amazing.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
there's a lot of games that have algorithms that do that now, so it's becoming a staple. But when it first came out, I thought I was like, oh, endless playability. I'm never gonna stop.
And then you stop.
And then, it gets
And then
boring
everyone
after a while.
stops.
And it's like, I've seen this before. Get out of my face.
That's actually a really good example, though. Like, that's a perfect example. I'm talking about things that set trends like that are that memorable, and like that is a really good example. Right?
Well,
What you got?
shit, if we're talking about setting trends, all the goddamn indie horror games lately.
Well,
Not
But
even
Amnesia took
lately,
your
just-
weapons away, though. That was pretty neat. Like,
Yeah.
no one expected that.
that
And
is
lot
a
of
very good
people-
example. Yeah.
And people are still like, oh, it doesn't have weapons, I don't want to play it. But once you do, it was a good game. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then everyone else started doing it, and then we were like, oh,
It's not a good game anymore. We're
that's
hipsters.
bad.
But in Slender, you get a flashlight. You can shine at people.
Yay!
Yeah,
Actually, we have Amnesia to thank for this currently happening right now.
Yep.
it's true.
I want to know you fuckers.
It's so weird when you think about that.
I wouldn't have a job.
I might have known of John from Penumbra, I guess. I don't know.
Nerds.
Trying to mod the hell out of that.
So, all right, that was a very good example. Amnesia has saved all of our lives.
Yep.
That is currently number one right now. Snake beat it.
Just beat
I don't
it.
know if I can do that.
Well, all right. Seriously though, like in terms of game mechanics.
I'm trying to think. The only, like, the big thing that comes to mind for me was the jump in camera style and general combat mechanics from MGS3 to MGS4.
How did it change though?
Really?
Well, I mean,
CQC,
the
or
CQC was obviously
system.
was obviously different.
The original MGS4 didn't have. Well, I don't even think Snake Eater has the same style of camera as or rather, Subsistence. I don't think that has the same style of camera.
Oh, you're
as
talking about
MGS4.
the fixed camera versus free rotation?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the way aiming works in MGS4 is completely different. The way the weapon selection itself, the way it all handles is going from MGS3 to that was jarring, and I enjoyed playing the hell out of MGO when it was still up.
Man, I never played that. I heard it was really fun, and they shut it down, right?
It was frustrating for me. I couldn't handle it.
How so?
I never got to touch it.
How so? Oh, I don't know. People were just way too good when I played it.
Oh.
I was like at the end of the 4 months before it died, and so people were just like flip you over, shoot you in the head, and walk off. And it's like, all right.
Yeah, that game was brutal. I loved it.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's not really like that wasn't a revolution or anything. They just changed the camera and the combat system and things like that. I'm
Well,
looking for more like mechanics that have never been done before kind of thing.
Kind of like when Portal 2 brought out painting the walls with all the stuff. I thought that was pretty fucking
Yeah, that was amazing.
Was able to get sloppy.
Now that I
Also,
think
How,
about it, I can't
how
really
the
think of
portals themselves were like mind blowing when I first saw it.
actually, yeah, that's true. Have
Because
you seen the tech demo for the whole reason why Portal wasn't like made in the first place?
it. No.
It was like some really like trippy little like girl with telekinesis, and it was like fucking Annie pretty much from League of Legends,
Hmm.
and she had like a bear and shit, and she was like it was really weird. But that's the whole reason why Portal was even started is because Valve saw that team, and they're like, "Yo, come work with us," and we're like, "Okay, go make a game today."
Mm-hmm.
So
Usually
what
that's
they
how
did.
it works now.
Yeah.
Valve always does that. They always
Yeah.
just pick up random games and make them beautiful.
And
Also-
Valveify them.
Totally random, but I actually really like fixed camera games. Like,
you like Resident Evil kind of?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
games like that, I really enjoy them. Like,
Play Animusha.
I need to do that. I
It's
do.
fixed.
Sorry. In
Oh yeah, it is.
It
I remember
is.
that now.
Final
Kind of like
Fantasy
Dino
VII.
Crisis with swords.
Final Fantasy VII was fixed camera.
Yep.
I really enjoyed playing that game.
How
I
about
need more.
the mechanic when the nemesis would follow you through doors?
That was revolutionary at the time.
yeah, exactly.
That was terrifying.
It
Nemesis
was.
Were you not expecting him to follow you through or something?
You
Well,
just
that
hear
was
the
the
door
first-
slam and you hear stars, and you're like, ah, fuck.
That was the first time in the series that they had enemies, with the exception of RE2 and that one hunter in RE1, and maybe the one that opens the door, the cutscene zombie in RE1. There are 3 instances total, and they were all cutscene based, where enemies followed you through doors.
They were all events, but this one would actually follow you.
Yes.
So it was like Aoni.
Actually, there's Mr.
Goddamn.
X in RE2. He would break through walls, but it was still all scripted.
Right. But he wouldn't actually like pursue you. There's a distance you could probably go to get away from him, though.
Well, once you left a certain area, when he showed up, he wouldn't follow you.
Right,
And he would pop
exactly.
up again later. Nemesis would follow you fucking everywhere.
I think that's also an interesting thing is when people take like an engine like an RPG Maker engine and turn it into something that's actually scary from like a 2D game made to be made for RPGs.
Yeah, nowadays if
turn
you
it
can
into,
make
like-
an actual scary game in RPG Maker, that's impressive.
Yeah, like it turns into a horror narrative instead of like I'm gonna go and save the world today and shit like that.
Yeah.
You turn it into something completely different, and it's very interesting. I mean, there's a shit ton of them now, but
Yeah, I
Like-
thought Aoni was actually pretty freaky.
yeah, exactly. Like
I
if-
remember. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say if like Amnesia came out today, it wouldn't be as scary, for example, because of
Right.
all the other stuff that's come after it.
Right.
But same
Like,
thing with
this
Aoni if that came out right now. Yeah.
First person Aoni, I won't play it.
God damn it. I made that already in Amnesia.
I remember that.
Haven't you been Cryoni, dude?
I think
I watched you play it.
Yeah, it was great.
wasn't the like 20-minute bullshit story I made just like 97 Aonis, just like they just
Mhm.
charge you?
There
Yeah.
was that, but someone also made an
Oh,
Aoni.
you're right.
and- yeah.
With like a sup guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
Do you remember oh, what the hell was it called? White Day? That like
That was
I
the
do.
school
Korean
one.
horror? Yeah. They included a turn-based combat system of fighting the tree from that game in Amnesia. It was very interesting,
Jesus.
and I loved it.
That's funny.
So good shit.
What did I think
I
about it?
rem-
No, good.
Oh, I was gonna say I remember when I was into the RPG Maker scene, and some guy that was like really well known for doing sprites and stuff like that was doing a project that he never finished though, but it was just so wacky random. It had like he had different meters for different needs you would need. That you'd have like you have to go to the bathroom, you'd have to like get sex apparently, but it wasn't like an H game or anything. But I just remember it was really well done, and there's like you know how RPGs are really successful if they have like a lot of mini games, and he actually had a part in the RPG Maker where you're like the character, but you're doing a side-scrolling Castlevania thing, going upstairs and whipping stuff. It was really well made, but just never finished.
So we had like a boner meter and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like a little green meter that would go down, and once you got
Oh,
to 0, you died.
Was it a little penis?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cute.
totally.
I like that.
And then if you didn't go to the bathroom, he'd like scream that his ass is on fire, and then game over.
His ass is on fire.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your ass combusts.
What is this torture chamber?
God damn it.
Oh
Got
god.
you.
What the fuck was that Flash game where you like can chainsaw guys' limbs off and shit? It was like on the news a long time ago. It
Oh,
a
that
Flash
was
game.
Torture something.
Torture
yeah.
Simulator, was it?
Yeah, I think it was something like that. It was had like the ragdoll and everything. I remember that.
I remember I
Newgrounds.
played that a little bit because I was like, I'm edgy, I'm cool and shit. And I was
Then
just
you got
like,
sick playing it.
I didn't get sick, I just felt like a gross scumbag, so I stopped. It was
guess-
weird.
That's why people played my shitty game, because they wanted to be edgy and shit and like.
Oh, then they
things.
kept playing it because it didn't make them feel gross and scummy. Because it
Huh.
was just a stupid.
Maybe that's
little-
why it's so popular. I just
Yeah.
actually combined. It was like the most genius thing I've ever done in my life.
Good job, man. Do it
And I
again.
wish I never did. Oh yeah, Witch. That was actually a really cool game.
It was, yeah.
You played that, Snake?
I did, yeah. I think you're the one who showed me it.
Really? Oh, that's right. That was way a long time ago
Long
when I
time
watched.
ago.
Yeah, when I watched. I think when I watched Cry Play it, actually, that's when I sent it to you.
Dude, which was my second playthrough?
Yeah,
Well, second full one anyway. Good shit.
that was good.
All
shit.
2 parts of it.
all
two
two
parts
parts.
of it. Dude, don't you remember the part where I was looking in the toilet and it's like, why is there a head in the toilet? You remember that? It was
I
good.
did. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Funny guy.
Got it tattooed on my chest. So
And then
good.
I screamed really loud because it was scary. It was scary as fuck, dude.
That was. That was like a.
so goddamn.
I made my sister play it.
Oh, how'd that go?
That was the best.
The initial time when she's gone from your view and then she's behind you. The initial scare is pretty fucking big.
Right.
Absolutely.
I hate
is.
that stuff. Ugh,
I do
when
too.
they Just like when you just know something's behind you, but you don't want to. Like you just slowly turn around. You're just like, oh, I hate that shit.
What got me was bumping into her.
You bumped
It,
into her.
it makes like the fluttering sound.
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, then she goes back to the room, right?
Yeah, she just vanishes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I got
creepy.
the ending where she stabs you.
That's
Repeatedly.
the good ending.
Is it the good ending? I
Well,
thought the good ending was you give her
That's
her heart
that's
back.
the selfless ending, I guess.
I see.
That's the ending if you don't know where the other key thing is.
Yeah. Wasn't like the whole deal with that like that ending like says she chooses herself over you.
Yes.
And, like yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
would choose her over me. I'm a shithead.
You either give her her heart or her head.
That's right. Yeah, that's
That's
some smart shit. It's
That's
deep.
some deep shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, it's deep.
The actual guy who made that is actually a really good animator.
Really?
Like he's done some really cool stuff. There was an animation he did. I don't have any idea what it's called or haven't a lot of details on it, but did an animation of some girl and a boy separated by this big glass wall, and they only have each other, and they like play with each other through like drawing on the wall and shit, but they can't really talk. It's weird. I don't know. It's really, really touching stuff, though.
Does
guy's
the
really
girl not have a
talented.
head?
No, she has a head in this one.
Oh,
I think
okay.
his name was Mike and Nell, though. Was that right? Could be. Yeah, Mike and Nell.
Like Mike and L, or is that one word?
Mike space INEL. That's his name.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, he has a DeviantArt and stuff. He's a really talented guy. You should check him out and stuff if you like it. Okay, later, bye.
All right. I think we should go into personal thoughts, things that we're playing right now, things you'd like to say, things you'd like to discuss, think about out loud. Hit me. Whoever starts first goes.
I like
Pac-Man.
playing Chivalry.
Yeah, I've seen you play a lot of Chivalry recently.
Recently, I just go into free-for-all games and then use the emotes to make people get on my team. Like, of course, there's really no actual teams, but still a
You
free-for-all.
just do it
but
with
we're-
like gestures and shit.
Yeah, and then we're teaming in a free-for-all, and they're like, yes! Ha-ha! And then you just, teabag the round. They're like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. And then you just go around double-teaming people, and people get so mad.
Dude, I love like silent interactions like that with people online. Like Dark Souls is a perfect example of that.
It's
Just like
true.
through gestures and things like that. I think that makes the game so funny. It's like if you're about to kill somebody and like they do like the kneel down gesture and they just start like praising the ground. It's just like the funniest shit. I don't know why.
Oh, that's actually a cool thing about For Glory and Smash also that happens
Yeah.
a lot.
What's
Where
that?
just like you just start you don't really have a lot of ways you can like talk to the person because there's like no chat or anything. But like just the simple idea of just like crouching in unison with them and then you just like sit there and crouch for like 5 seconds. for
I
some
love
reason.
that too, where you just like spam
Yeah.
crouch or like spam some type of thing. That's like just a universal unspoken like, how you doing, buddy? Like it's
Exactly. It's like for that small moment, you feel like you're more connected to that person than you have ever been with anyone in your life. It's like they know you as a person.
This guy definitely loves video games.
Absolutely.
When we were fighting Josh, when I was fighting him that first round, we each had one stock left, and
I saw
think I
that.
had
You
just
both crouched.
yeah,
Yes.
right at the beginning of the fight, or at that final stock.
In
Crouched
unison.
simultaneously, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
That's pretty
touching
amazing.
shit, man. Oh, we never even got to talk about Josh.
We don't
Yeah.
need to.
That's true.
Right. Chat was talking about him for about 3 hours, so
Okay.
it's fine. And I'm sure they will be again for the next 3 hours. So I'm glad that was brought up.
Good.
Oh, bit of a side note, sort of relating to the topic of mechanics that were sort of revolutionary. This one was something I saw in a Source game. Did you ever play Project Z with us, Colonel?
I did not.
It was a Source-based sort of zombie game, obviously first person. The way it worked is you have the safe house, and then you go out and explore this world, and you get ammo, and you fight zombies. And then when you zone, it connects you to a different server altogether.
I always thought
Really?
that would be a thing for games, but it just never did.
Yeah, I would really like to see more of that, because the possibilities of what you can cram into a map on a server would be endless if you just bought multiple servers and have them
Right.
transfer you to a different map that way.
That's basically making an MMO at that point.
It's kind of like Second Life.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god, Second Life.
Doesn't Gmod Tower already do that?
Kind of does, yeah. It transfers
Does it?
you to a different
It transfers you
server
to
when you
different
play a
servers, yeah.
game.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
but
know that.
I would like to see that in a game like DayZ, where you go from city to city and
Yes.
like a huge
Yeah,
open
that
world.
would be really, really cool. But
You know-
that's expensive.
On
Oh,
a
definitely.
similar note, I fucking hate phasing in MMOs.
No, me too. Dude, the
It's
new WoW
the
expansion, that's
stupidest thing.
all it is. The
Phasing.
first, like, 20... Yeah, phasing is like, basically you can be in the exact same spot as another player, but you're in a different instance of the story, so the things appear to you that don't appear to them and vice versa.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah.
That's what ruined ESO for me as well.
Yeah, phasing is the bane of MMOs. I
Yep,
mean, I understand
and
it makes
it's
single player
popular.
things, and you can do like cooler, things that don't revolve around respawning enemies and all that junk. But I don't know, it breaks the whole fun when you're standing right next to your friend. He's like, I can't see you. I don't like
Yep. Yeah, it was bad.
that. Actually, a mechanic too. How long? Like, what was the first example of a game where they linked a previous game to the next one, like directly, like Mass Effect?
What?
I know what
Like
you're talking about.
how you import your save.
Oh,
And it affects the story. and shit.
Oh,
I think
hmm.
the only one I know of is Mass Effect.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Um,
that the first one that did it?
It's kind of weird, but in Zelda Ages and Seasons, if you ever played it, when you first, depending which one you start with, say you start with Ages, after you beat it, you get a code that you put into Seasons, and then you would continue the storyline that way. And you can do it vice versa, with starting with Seasons and then putting your code into Ages and playing it that way.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So that was like a
Yeah.
primitive form of
Oh.
it, pretty much.
BioWare
Definitely.
copied Zelda.
Confirmed.
Holy shit, that'd be awesome. A fucking BioWare Legend of Zelda?
I don't know.
I would like it.
I still got to see the Dynasty Warrior Zelda first.
I hear
Hyrule
that's
Warriors. Here it's
just
mediocre.
Dynasty Warriors with
Yeah.
Zelda. That's all
There's
it
no
is.
Lubu, is there?
Lubu is now Ganon. I'm
Do
gonna
not
say it.
do not pursue Ganondorf. Goddamn.
Can't you be like every fucking character in that game too? Like
I've watched
Midna
people
and
streaming
shit?
it. They've been like Midna and just like every single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I think of Midnight, I just keep having flashbacks to that Flash porno.
I know what you're talking about.
You know
Jesus
the one
Christ.
I'm talking about. That's fucking crazy shit.
I go on 4chan.
I go on. Newgrounds.
God, a Bioware Legend of Zelda.
Yep. Oh,
Zelda would be
Actually,
like, do you want to
Do you want
fuck?
to say? Do you want to say hit or hut?
The chat wheel. No, I'm gonna go with the Renegade. Hit!
like all capital letters. Well, really, does anyone know anything about the new Telltale Borderlands game?
The Game of Thrones one?
No, they made a Borderlands one.
Oh, Borderlands. No idea.
I heard it's actually gotten pretty good reviews so far.
I
Yeah,
could beat
here-
Claptrap and go through a story. That'd be alright.
I don't think you can, but
Oh.
I do hear it's good. It's just I've never cared about the Borderlands world at all.
Did you ever play Borderlands 2?
I tried to go through that so many times, dude. I just can't.
I don't know. Handsome Jack is one of my favorite characters like of all time.
I always
But
get
that's about
to
it.
around where you go and save what is her name? The lady, the siren lady.
Lilith.
Yeah, you go and save her, and then you see on the screen that she's be at her she's gone out with like Roland or whatever.
Hmm.
I get to that part, and then I'm just so bored.
Yeah, Borderlands
I don't
has
know
got to
why.
do something different now because they're just
the first one I got through that the whole game just fine. I don't know why.
because it's
but
just
the
more of the
second one
same
is-
exact shit. They need
Yeah.
to change stuff up.
Also, I felt like the first one was a bit more linear, so it helped.
I think they need more
True.
mini games.
Absolutely.
More chocobo
100%. The problem with Borderlands 2 is the thing that I liked most about it was just sitting there gambling on a slot machine at a fucking
That's
bar.
what I'm saying. If you
That's
had
the-
more,
Yeah, but that shouldn't be the main selling point. Like, on the title of the box, it shouldn't have to say, you can gamble to sell it to me. It doesn't need to say that.
Yeah, the Metacritic for Tales from the Borderlands Episode 1 is 85 right now, which is pretty damn good.
It's pretty damn good. I want to play it, but I don't, just because
I trust
Borderlands
Telltale, I
World-
don't know.
I do too,
I feel like they
I
can
really
make you
do
care
too.
about it.
but I don't think I want to care about it is the thing.
That's
Like,
a stupid thing to say.
I know, but I feel like there's other things I could be doing with my time right now.
Like what?
Like
Eating
jerking
Wawas?
off. And eating
I-
Wawas.
I get it. I get what you're saying. A game has to interest you in order to want to play it.
Yeah.
So even if it's from a developer who you respect every other game they've made,
Well, I don't respect every other game Telltale
well,
made.
recent
Jurassic
games.
Park.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
recent
exactly.
games they've made.
Recent-
I don't
Recently,
care.
they've been
I had
okay.
my fun with Jurassic Park.
Well, Jurassic Park was the game that could only be fun when you play with other people, though.
Oh, definitely.
You play the
Speaking
game
laugh at it.
alone, you're gonna like want to.
If you're gonna sit there in your room and review it, then yeah, it's gonna be a terrible game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like that bad horror movie you watch with friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you should give it a chance. It's getting decent reviews, even if you don't like the world. I mean, they're mostly like new characters and shit, so you don't really know if you're not gonna like them or not.
Eh,
Let me put it this way. BioWare is EA, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
You like games like Mass Effect, but EA also publishes sports games.
yeah.
Well,
Would you care to play those even
well,
though...
no, I don't think that's fair because BioWare are the ones that develop and EA publishes
Okay,
it.
fair enough, fair
Yeah,
enough.
so
Yeah,
I don't think that counts.
What
Well-
if 2K made an action game?
That would probably not be good.
Where you
But
they
throw
have no
blitzball at
experience
people
with that.
to kill them.
Why would they be throwing blitz balls? They didn't even make that game either.
That's the only IP they can buy right now.
They can sort of buy Final Fantasy. Holy shit!
No, just the blitzball
Oh.
aspect of it.
By the way, I heard that there's gonna be a new Square Enix RPG announced in like December. That's not a
Yeah.
sequel or whatever or a remake.
That doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, but
No, I have very little faith in Square Enix at this point.
they're all about that linearity.
They've kind of just made pretty mediocre games over and over and over recently. They haven't
Yeah,
made
that's
anything good in
true.
a really long time.
Well, wait, what about that new Final Fantasy with like the cars and shit?
15?
That
Yeah,
has my attention, but we'll see.
that does look fucking cool though. It's my
I don't
wallpaper
think-
still.
I don't like it.
Why not?
I just never understood the whole feminine main character thing in Final Fantasy. It's just not my thing. I can't handle it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's just the art style.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, one of the dudes is like super hunky.
So was
Well-
Sabin. He was so hunky.
It's voiced by Troy Baker.
He probably
damn it.
will be. He probably will be.
Speaking of which, Far Cry 4, the intro, it's probably like the best voice acting with in-game movements I've ever seen in my life.
Ah,
Like the
God.
lip syncing and all that.
No, it's just like you can like... I could like imagine Troy Baker acting in front of me like when I see the character. I don't know why. Like,
Wait,
he was
Did
really
you get
good in
the
The Last of Us
ASMR
too, so...
tingles?
that's
damn
that's Pagan Min?
Yeah, he's pegging him in.
Why the fuck is he so good? I didn't even notice.
I know!
God damn.
The
He's
man
got...
makes me violent.
God, he's so talented. Holy shit. Yeah, the voice acting for that opening scene was so fucking
so
good.
good.
God.
Have you watched the intro to Far Cry 4, Snake?
No, I feel like I should though.
You should. He's just stupidly good at voice acting.
Yeah, I've watched it 3 times through now, and I still like it. So
That's why I'm so pissed at Far Cry 4, because you see him for the first 10 minutes of the game, you're like, oh, this is amazing, and then you just don't see him for like the next 20 hours.
really,
He like contacts you via radio a couple times, but
That's
it's like
stupid.
not even HD Troy Baker at that point. You're like, I don't even care anymore.
fucking Far Cry 3. You see, that other guy a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
That
see
guy was
Bingman
cool
very
as
often.
fuck, though.
Yeah, he was pretty cool too. I liked him.
Both. That's really interesting about Far Cry 3 is they went the route of just giving like generic main guys, but like really cool villains
That's true.
for their games now.
So I've played like 0 Far Cry. If I wanted to start, should I just start with 2 or 3? Or just go to 4?
You could just go to 4
I would
even,
just
but
probably go to
3 is
4.
amazing in my opinion. Like 3 is still really good. I actually, you know what? Fuck that. Yeah, do 3. And then if you like 3, you'll like 4 even more. Because if you play 4 and then go back to 3, it might not feel the same. Like
Oh, I
Basically, it's
understand.
just
Like
Skyrim with guns, pretty much, and less like RPG mechanics.
Right.
It's that
I
open
think
world.
you'll like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was pretty fun.
Yep. And also, if you like to learn about a culture that is not your own, that is also probably at war with some kind of issue, both games have that.
That is true. You will become
Nope.
cultured.
That is a
Thank you.
very common theme for Far Cry 3
Can
4.
I put diverse on my applications now?
Absolutely.
Because I played Far Cry 3.
Far Cry. Yes.
I am diverse.
I've never touched Far Cry 2 though, so
Me neither. I heard it had some kind of aged mechanics in it. Like you could get like malaria and shit.
yeah,
Like,
people
it's like-
really were mad at that.
Yeah. So
Far Cry 1 though was pretty okay.
never played it.
I played that on my grandmother's roommate's computer one time.
Damn.
That was pretty good. But it's probably so old now that I'm not sure it's good anymore.
Yeah, it probably aged not very well.
Yeah, I hear it was the original Crisis in terms of can you run this? Then your computer is amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, Far Cry 4 does look extremely good, and it's like
Oh yeah.
stupidly pretty.
Yeah, it's
Bravely
pretty-
Default was a
pretty
good game. Whoever said that,
Yeah, it was pretty good until you stopped playing it because you're lame.
you're talking to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I don't know why you stopped that. That's such a good game.
I do that with every game, man.
But like,
every
it's
game.
your type of game too. It's kawaii, it's weeboo, it's RPG. It's like, how the fuck do you not like
I
it?
swear if it was on the computer, it'd be different. It's just the fact that I have to make that extra step to go find my 3DS.
Oh
and
my
make sure
god!
it's charged.
Plug it in next to your computer and literally it requires less effort.
Extra step.
Jesus
You know what
Christ.
we need?
What?
We need the like Super Game Boy for the Wii U for a
Oh,
3DS.
dude,
God,
you
so
need
you can
that.
just plug it in directly.
That's all I need. Yeah.
That is it.
You're the
yeah.
laziest fuck, dude.
I'd be all over
I just
that.
want a bigger screen. That's all I want.
That would actually be
Yeah.
pretty dope. Planned in on
That
like
is
a
true.
monitor.
The screen is so fucking small.
Do you have an XL or a normal?
XL.
I have an XL. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, XL
Still-
still feels small.
I thought it was
My
fine.
eyes are just too big for it. It just doesn't handle it.
Yeah, man, we got big
I don't know.
eyes. We're American.
What the fuck? That's what we're known for. Oh, Americans and their big eyes.
Exactly.
Snake, you ever gonna pick it up?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, Bravely Default was a Square game, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Final Fantasy, not called Final Fantasy. That's why it
Yeah.
was actually good.
They just need to make more games that are not Final
Not
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy. Just stop calling them Final Fantasy. Maybe it's just cursed. Just call them
Yeah.
like Last Wish.
Kind
There
of
you
like
go.
when Final Fantasy Spirits Within came out, and I was like, "How is this related to Final Fantasy at all?"
Yeah, it was such a good movie, but it just wasn't Final Fantasy.
If they just
No.
called it Spirits Within or something instead
Or
of
if they
Final
called the
Fantasy.
Spirits Mako, I'd watch it.
Go with it. Doesn't the modded 3DS display on your screen? Yeah, it's $500 though. Midnight.
Yeah.
Buy
I
that.
just want an adapter or some update
Seriously.
where I can just like Wi-Fi it.
There's got to be like a USB to something.
But there's not.
Yeah.
Nope, no video
Unless you
output.
buy the modded thing for $500.
Yeah.
Time to invest.
Yep. In which case, you still need to use the controller anyway. Like the 3DS controller. You can't just like.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because it's not a controller; it's like two Game
Yeah.
Boys on top of each other.
Yeah. He's dumb.
Any of you guys have any other things to talk about before we take some questions from chat and answer them?
Nah.
Devil May Cry was a good game, right?
I have, Okay, so in regard to an MMO,
Oh yeah.
think something like Guild Wars, or Guild Wars 2 rather, where you have the different races and their different origins, and this giant world. Imagine if those different origins affected more than just your starting position.
How so?
Okay, say you have humans, you make a human, and you don't ever see another, you don't ever really see a Sylvari ever until you get to a certain point in the game. Everything that you're doing in the story is centered around your race or your origin. And then eventually, somewhere in the story, the developers release some sort of event or calamity, something that causes everyone to merge together in one
Or
big setting.
come together to like fight one force against another.
Yes.
See, that's a really cool idea, but I don't think, in terms of an MMO, I don't think that's practical. Because then that you punish anybody who wants to play the game way after it comes out. So, like, if there's only one event like that, they're not going to be able to experience what happens beforehand, and then you've just isolated everybody who hasn't purchased your game yet.
So you don't like what WoW did with
Yeah,
their
I mean,
stuff?
kind of like WoW, how it's you can never experience the old world ever again. It's just gone forever.
That
And
made me really sad.
yeah,
See, I understand that. I really do. But at the same time, I feel like some sort of world persistency, world constancy, progression would be wonderful to see in a game, to where you can have people who can relay those stories to new players.
I kind of get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying, but I think developers are too lazy. I think that takes way
Yeah.
too much effort, and it's never actually going to happen. Or it's
Right.
not going to happen for a while anyway. It's too much effort.
You know what I really miss? Admin events, though. Like, they never do them anymore. Everything's just supposed to be automated, and so everything gets taken care of without an
Yeah.
admin.
Those
which
were
kinda
actually
makes
really
me sad.
cool, actually.
Like, you see this one mob you've been farming for a while, and then it starts talking to you, and you're like, what the fuck's going on?
I do think
Yeah.
that would be cool to have like a more persistent and evolving story in an MMO rather than just like here's a new dungeon, here's a new dungeon, here's a new villain, here's a new dungeon. Just like have like things like significantly change. But
Yes.
like I said, I don't think any developer will ever actually do that because it's just too much effort and you isolate the people who have never actually played at that point. So
Right. There is somewhat, like, I know how people around here feel about EVE Online, how boring it is, but if you, there are places where you can look up region maps of player-controlled places in space, and you can just, like, over time watch it change and evolve, and people have made videos of time lapses, and they're pretty neat like that, but apparently there's places in the game that, like, players have lost the hugest ship called the Titan, and it's called, like, the Titan Graveyard, the first one, and people actually go out there, kind of like a pilgrimage, almost.
Speaking of
That's pretty
Eve,
badass.
wasn't there recently some on like Reddit about how some people like spent a year infiltrating another clan or something
Oh, yeah,
so-
just to steal like $100,000 worth of shit?
People will call you spy just be like because it's the LOL troll thing to do.
That's
Jesus.
amazing. That's
But, yeah.
$100,000 worth of
That's
real
pretty-
life money.
that's
Oh yeah.
how much did Titans cost again?
Oh, I don't even know.
They were
It's
like over
billions of
10
bits.
grand or something, right? Something ridiculous.
100,000 billion maybe, yeah.
God.
Oh, you mean in real life money?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I have no idea because like roughly because you buy Plex, which is an in-game item. I think they're $10 or $15 each, and that equates when I last played, which was years ago, is 300 million. So think of like $10 for 300
Oh my
million.
god, that has to be. I don't even know how to say that number.
What's that? Oh,
Like how big that would be in the
Fucking
in-game
Google
currency.
Plexes.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
yeah, it gets up there. People have lost like truckloads of like 30 Plex, the item, the game time item, in their cargo because it gets blown up. 30 of those.
Yeah,
dangerous
Eve's a
game.
thing I would never want to play, but I like reading about.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel
Yeah.
about it. A lot of
That's
cool
the
shit
thing.
happens in that game, but I'm too scared to actually do it.
Yeah, if I don't know, if we all banded together, we could probably do some shit.
Star Citizen. I'm telling you.
Oh man, I just want it to
God.
be. I want it to be finished first.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that
keep
game is
getting,
starting to
email
become
updates
so
and stuff.
overhyped. It's becoming like Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
I got an email saying they were celebrating their anniversary. I'm like, but the game's not out yet.
I just hope that it doesn't become like DayZ, where it goes into alpha and never stops.
I don't think it will. Not with these guys. These guys have been.
They have way too much money to throw at this.
Yeah, they do.
That's true.
They're past what, 50 million now.
Good God. Yeah, because we spent like $100+ on some shit, right, Russ?
I don't remember.
I just remember we bought a really fancy.
Oh,
gift.
in Star Citizen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I just want to fly it already. I'm
But
assuming I
still-
can by now. It's just I don't know if I want to yet.
It seems like with that money, they could just go to another developer and have them make it, but I'm sure it wouldn't be that great.
Yeah. Especially with how big they're expecting it to be.
It's like it's like a universe at this point, right? You can,
Right.
like-
Gotcha.
Well, is it supposed to be like an MMO, or is it just going to be like matches as it is right now?
Well, it's supposed to be like an MMO.
Or you can do trades and you'll need security to go with you and all that good
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, that sounds dope as hell.
So like how
that is
Arcade,
pretty
that gets me
hardcore.
hype. It gets me the hype.
so like how Arcade was supposed to be,
Right.
and then they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a really
Need to
cool
win.
concept. So you need like bodyguards to actually initiate a trade because they could just fuck you over.
Pretty much.
Or
That's
you're
really
like
cool.
or you could be like a, what was that? What was Han Solo?
Smuggler.
A smuggler. You could
Smuggler.
be a smuggler and just try to get out there as fast as you can.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that because there's no like open trade window. There's just like it's
You have to actually dock and
Yeah.
you have to
load
do it. Yeah, that's really cool. I really hope
So-
that's as good as it looks.
But that's always the hard part, is trying to find a game like that where it doesn't become your second job.
Yeah.
Because you get sucked in, and it's just like, I'm off my first job, time to go back to the second. For fun.
Have you guys heard of Elite Dangerous?
Nope.
Nope.
Negative.
I've seen a bunch of it looks like Star Citizen actually. And apparently it's like I don't know, like it's it involves spaceships and shit and it looks
Well, the name
exactly the same.
Terrible name. It's not gonna get anywhere.
It's a pretty dumb name, I agree, but I don't know, I've seen like a lot of screenshots of it and it looks extremely cool actually, but it's pretty much the same thing like Star Citizen. I don't know enough about it to make an opinion, so
But it's actually coming out this year, though,
that's true.
as opposed to Star Citizen, which will probably be like
A
2
TBA.
years. Yeah, I don't expect Star Citizen to be done anytime soon.
Yeah.
Estimate DayZ will be done 2016.
Good God, what is taking them so long for DayZ?
I have no idea.
Are they actually trying to improve it, or are they just trying to add like, I want to add a butterfly knife and some band-aids?
Yeah.
Christ.
And then they keep breaking their engine, apparently. I don't
DayZ sucks.
know. God, you're bitter for nothing. Hold on.
Fucking hate that game.
Well, then don't play it.
God, I
Jesus
hate
Christ,
that
no
game.
one's
It's
making
so-
you play this game.
It's such a bad game.
Why are you really upset about
Oh
this
my
for no
God.
reason?
It's
First
ruining
off-
my day.
No one say Daisy around cry, apparently.
Day Y.
Thank you. Thank you.
Day Alpha.
All right, tell me more about this Dangerous Elite thing.
Shut the fuck up. I don't know anything about it. It looks cool. The end.
All right,
Alright.
good.
Can we take some questions now?
Yeah, I've been asking in chat. First thing I saw was the new Pokemon's game, and I know like you guys have not played that, so I'll probably skip that. I do want to say
there's an airship.
I
Yeah.
want to play it.
that is the one thing that I think is gonna start revolutionizing the games. Like when you get to, it's basically like Final Fantasy in the sense once you complete a chunk of the story, you get a Pokemon that you can just, it's not the HM fly, like you just legitimately fly around the world. And there's like Knights of the Round Table, hidden islands and shit and like that. It's weird seeing that in a Pokemon game, but I love it. I really hope they expand that more. But everything else is pretty much the exact same. So,
Wait, so real quick, if you were to play the new one, which one would you get?
Omega Ruby,
Ruby.
Groudon's so much more badass than Kyogre. Fuck that nerd.
But I hear that Team
Ruby.
Aqua's better than Magma.
Ruby.
Mm.
Oh,
They're both shitty. The stories are always really shitty, except in Black and White. I feel like the story was actually pretty good in that one.
I was
I like
hoping
that one.
that the story would help me through it, but I just couldn't get over it after playing X and Y.
Really?
Oh,
It just looks so different. And you
Oh,
go diagonal.
downgraded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what happens when you go downgrading, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But I was
think-
hoping the story would have like hooked me, but it didn't.
Black and White's the only one I actually gave a shit about the story. I just didn't want to just complete it and get.
What
the
about Black and
way
White
forward
2?
But Gary's the best.
Gary's a little shithead. He has no character. He's just a fucker. That's all he does. But he's still the best because nostalgia.
I'm sure that's how the rough draft was. Like, insert fucker here.
Oh, random mention. Elite Dangerous comes out 16th of December.
Eh,
Yeah, just letting you know.
cool. Yeah,
Alright.
that does look pretty dope. I did need to research that more before I make a decision on it, though.
Nah. Okay.
All right. Let's see. What do we got? Read some questions from chat. I've been talking
Alright.
If
a
you
lot.
could improve any video game, what would you do and why?
Okay. Well, I would take Pokemon and give it guns.
Okay. Fair enough.
I would take DayZ and make it better so Cry likes it.
I would take DayZ and just throw out the source code and
Throw it in the trash.
just just carry on with my life.
Source code.
I would take Guns, the duel, and add Pokemon.
I would take
Holy
Guns the Duel
shit.
and actually make it a good sequel.
Bulbasaur like vine whipping everywhere. That'd be shit.
Climbing
actually
on
would
walls
be
and shit.
pretty
That'd be actually
With the
pretty
Newsy in
badass.
his mouth.
Does he get sunglasses too?
Bulbasaur.
Yes.
I would take Contagion and make a decent, lengthy escape map. One that was slower
Somewhat
paced.
balanced.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I feel like there needs to be a Contagion that's better than Contagion. Because Contagion by itself, it's like the concept's really good, but it's still like, it's not very polished. It's just kind of like,
It's still zombie panic.
yeah, it's just, eh.
Oh. Speaking of that, I really want Damned to be more polished.
Oh, me too.
That has so much potential.
Never played it.
But
You guys played it
fuck
on
me,
stream,
it's
right?
Not polished.
Yeah,
we
a
played it a
few
few
times.
times. Yeah.
It's a fun game if you like. I don't know, can get into it, but it just needs a lot more polish. The sounds definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bunch of stock sounds, I swear.
And then the actual optimization's pretty fucking shit.
Right. It needs a lot of work, which it's never gonna get. So drop it.
I know it sucks, but I do agree on the Contagion part. Like, I would really like a realistic mode for Contagion. Like, there's nothing in terms of like you can see their names and stuff. There's
So like Insurgency.
like Contagion with Insurgency. You take out all the UI,
A realism mode.
pure realism mode, and like your job is to like go through like maybe an apartment complex and find like some people survivors and stuff and get them out of there.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
That would be pretty cool. Like, there's not a lot of people either, just like a few people.
Even if it was like menu based, I guess, like when you go back to your base from all your scavenging or whatever, and then it just throws you into different like missions to go do to things and
Absolutely.
survive. I think that'd been dope.
Yeah. We should contact the developers and be like, do what we want you to do. And your game will get a lot better. And they'll be like, you know what? You're right. We'll do it. And that's how we're going to make our
I
own
doubt
game.
it. I doubt it.
I know.
Nikki
Wishful
Lowland.
thinking.
Thoughts to why AAA developers or AAA titles keep getting released with so many bugs and glitches, and do you feel like they are making a scam to their consumers?
They are. They're doing the goat simulator.
They
That's what
are.
I'm
They
calling it.
really are.
They're doing it on purpose.
They're doing the goat.
Goat Simulator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're not bugs. They're features.
Oh.
Well, the general reason why AAA titles are getting released like that is just because everything's being rushed out.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot of it.
It's it's not the developer's fault, it's the publisher's fault.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I think
go ahead.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
God damn it. I wouldn't say that the developers are entirely blame-free. There are certain things that they have to see.
Well, yeah, it's just they don't always have the time to
So that's what I'm
do
saying.
it.
Yeah, they can see that it's fucked up, and they go, "Well, we have to release it,
And, like,
so whatever."
Yeah, they could want to fix it, but they might be being told by their boss to do this instead of fix this.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
They're
know, like,
also the thing with like the Assassin's Creed Unity thing with opting not to making a female protagonist. Their response to that was, well, it would have been too hard to animate.
well, that was just the PR guy sucking dick at being responsive to what people want.
Yeah, I think that's
That's
more
not
true.
what they. I don't think that's what they actually meant. but the PR guy was like, they'll understand if I say this, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You gotta realize that the people that are like, for the guys who runs like the Twitter for Assassin's Creed or something like that, or I don't know how they said it, but just the people who talk to the public are not the same people who are actually on the development team.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
You think maybe they meant like a female protagonist wouldn't have worked for their story? Like that would have been a better response?
I think he was just pulling shit out of his ass.
That's
He didn't have any
possibility,
real
too.
excuse.
I don't know how you like. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna fuck it up.
go fuck it up. 'Cause
Right.
real talk though, a female assassin's main protagonist would be really cool.
I'm sure.
But
pretty cool.
you know, they just
But it
don't-
would just involve
they just
banging
didn't do it.
everybody and killing them.
Exactly.
That's every
Like
single mission would be
seduction.
that, and
Oh
then
my
there'd be
fucking
feminism
God, that's
frequency all
right.
over it, and nah,
Because-
it wouldn't work.
on like all the like you got Ezio. If Ezio was a female, people would be like, I can't believe you making her be out like a slut and shit. But since Ezio's a guy, people are
No, he's
okay
allowed
with
to
him
fuck
being
whoever he
manly.
wants. Yeah, fuck that
Yeah,
double standard.
But if that would suck.
Yeah.
I did not think about that.
So see, you can't have females in an Assassin's Creed game.
Well,
Maybe
that-
that's why.
That would be why I did it anyway. That would be exactly why. To break that standard. Because
Yeah.
fuck that.
Unfortunately, I don't think it would break the standard. It would just piss people
It
off
would
more.
piss a lot of people off, and that would make a statement. I would do it. But because they're a AAA company.
They're never gonna risk it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a freaking female protagonist in Liberation, but Liberation was like a really small spin-off game.
No one even knows who that was.
Yeah, like there's so many random Assassin's Creed. Like Rogue came out. No one knows who the fuck Rogue is.
No one cares either.
Yeah.
What game has tugged at your emotions the most from Doomcom?
I thought the ending of Shadow. Oh shit! Fucking Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah,
Contest.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Any
True
game that
Patriot
makes
every
me,
time.
Any game that makes me
Bark.
Any game that makes me stand up out of my seat and salute at the end.
Oh my god. I can so imagine that too. I don't know. See, I thought that was at the end of 3. That was like I was like, like holding it back. But at the end of 4, I just fucking lost it when he's like, Snake led a hard life. I was like, oh come on.
Yeah.
you,
And I gotta come crying to you. Just come the fuck on. That's just ugh. Yeah, but I would say Metal Gear Solid 3 or 4 probably.
If we're gonna go on that route, I'm gonna have to go with Valiant Hearts.
Really?
Valiant Hearts. Yeah.
You sure not just because it's recently in your memory?
No. That's the only one that's ever made me really like feel for war and stuff.
Really?
Like it's so fucking well done.
Play this
Like-
war of mine.
Yeah, do it.
I-
Fucking do it. Everyone's telling you do it. Why haven't you done it?
The only problem with it is it looks like a phone game to me.
Well,
Like
don't
with
treat
the
it like a
layout,
phone
it's like
game.
it's like a click and the move game and stuff, right?
Sorta, yeah, but there's more to it. You still have to hide and like be aware of your position.
I just, for some reason, I just can't get past like point and click games like that. I don't know why.
Even though
Like-
you played The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, you can still move with WASD and shit. I don't know why, but that works. Like the simple fact that I can control my character and make him spin around with my fingers if I wanted him to, that's fine.
I understand
But-
where you're coming, but I don't know. I got past it. I didn't like it at first too, but it grows on you.
Also,
Like,
The Last of Us.
Last of Us was good.
I didn't like that. I didn't like it.
I didn't. Oh well, never mind. The intro was pretty. It's pretty heartbreaking. That's about it.
I like the intro.
I thought the intensity of the getting to her at the end was good.
Yeah, that had a lot of like forward momentum and shit. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
What about Bastion for a Fuel Striker? It was good, but it didn't make me. I didn't tear up or anything.
I was pretty sad at the end of Shadow Colossus though.
Yeah, that was pretty upsetting.
Except for, I guess, spoilers, but we've all played it, right?
Yeah, it's.
It's a baby, and you're like, what?
Oh yeah, at the end.
It's so sad, and you're like, it's a baby.
That was
baby.
prequel to Ico, right?
Yeah,
Apparently, somehow
Well,
spiritual. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he
I
has
still
horns,
yet to
that's
touch
all.
Ico.
Me either, but it looks pretty.
Yeah. I don't care.
Well, thanks, dude.
I don't know. It doesn't look fun to me.
I understand.
Yeah.
You don't want to hold hands all day?
Not really.
Oh, but all right.
I'm sorry.
But you kick a dog.
Yeah, absolutely. On accident, of course.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. I don't know. That was Haunting Ground was a good game.
Did you beat it?
This- Yeah,
You beat it, Haunting
I
Grounds?
beat it. I was so happy. Shit. All right, let's do one more question, then we should wrap this up.
Sounds good.
All right. How's life in general?
God damn it! I knew you were gonna pick that. Cries is pretty shitty.
Absolutely terrible. On
Give mine a
multiple fronts.
50 out of 10.
God damn.
Oh,
Or,
damn.
I'm sorry, 50 out of 100. My bad.
Oh.
Oh, goddamn in the other
That's-
direction.
Definitely the other direction.
I need more variables.
I
I'll
understand.
give it about a 7. Snake.
Yeah, about that.
Fair enough.
All right, so we got 2, 5, and double 7s. All right. Cool.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Well, this has been a relatively successful episode. I'm proud of you guys. Good
This
job.
was like 2 hours long.
Hour and 45 minutes. Yeah, not bad. Not
Yeah,
bad.
but there was also the part when before one was lagging too. So
That's true.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully we'll be back next Wednesday, assuming no circumstances prevent that from happening again, and
I'll try not to get food poisoning so we can do it.
try not to get food poisoning. All right, thanks for coming, guys, and we will see you next week. There's no ending theme. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Bye!